Hello. Today, we'll be walking through an example of how DIAL and our AI-powered extensions are helping our clients in healthcare not only talk to, but also work with their data. We're going to take a sample clinical trials dataset and load it into our AI-powered data platform called DIAL Expressive Logic, and show you how our agent-based approach helps you work with clinical trial data using natural language, all while keeping a human in the loop. Today, we are investigating the hypothesis that the treatment group may influence the frequency of adverse events or study dropout in a gender-specific way. Furthermore, we aim to assess whether certain vital sign statistics, including blood pressure and cholesterol levels, are associated with adverse events or study dropout across different treatment groups and genders. Let's take a quick look at this dataset. We see 1,000 total records, with ages, genders, treatment group, study results, and some basic biometrics for each of them. We'll start by asking for a matrix with the distribution of patients across treatment groups and genders. You can see here that the agent understands a semantic meaning and maps it to the columns in the dataset. Under the hood, we can see that the agent transparently expresses its logical chain of thoughts step by step. Ultimately, it generates domain-specific language queries designed specifically to work with structured data and LLMs, suggesting that we should create a new sheet with the generated formulas. Let's click to apply the suggestion. You can see it generating a new worksheet with the matrix that's requested. By clicking on the table, you can see the formulas associated with the entries and move the table around on the worksheet. Let's take this a step further by asking about adverse events for each treatment group. You can see the table being constructed, grouping patients into bucket by drug and studying the occurrence of the adverse events across drug and gender. The agent is multifunctional, with the primary purpose being to generate code to answer analytical questions. As such, it's important to note that we're not asking the LLM to actually perform arithmetic here, but rather analyze the findings of the table that it generates the code for. We found that in this sample, drug B has the lowest frequency of adverse events for both men and women. Now, we'll ask it to just take the patients who report adverse events and analyze their blood pressure readings by treatment group and gender. Here, you can see it relying on an intermediately generated table. It's just a set of patients with adverse events, and using just those patients for the summarized blood pressure readings. The findings show that we observe no meaningful difference between systolic and diastolic blood pressure across genders or treatment groups based on the adverse events. Next, we'll ask about dropout rates and their correlation with adverse events. Our agent constructs tables and even a chart to visualize these events and dropouts based on gender and treatment group. You can see from the charts that drug A had a higher rate of adverse events for those who continued versus those who dropped out, which actually was the same pattern, although more pronounced than it was with drug B. Lastly, since we observed that participants in the drug B group had the highest dropout rate, let's ask our agent to help us study the cholesterol levels for those patients. We can see that drug B dropouts had a slightly higher cholesterol level among females, which may inform some further research. Using our new DIAL Expressive Logic platform, we were able to use AI to uncover interesting relationships about structured data. One more interesting feature about this platform is that calculated tables and charts are not tied to specific row or column indices, meaning that input data can be automatically reprocessed even if the schema changes, as long as the headers remain. For example, if we receive updated trial results with more participants and additional biometrics, like added weight for example, all we need to do is update the path to the input file, and all derived tables and charts will be automatically refreshed and recalculated. We hope you enjoyed this demonstration of how AI-powered agents and data platforms can help clinical trials be researched more effectively than ever before. Stay tuned for more examples of our AI agents and data platforms in action. Thank you.